Going live. It says it is. Oh, okay. So it just went live. Hey, how you feel? Great day, great day. So I got these sunglasses on that were lovingly gifted to me because I'm feeling some unloving, unwell energy. So I feel like I gotta put on an extra Care Bear stare and get some things going out here. All right. So those, if you want to join and come on in, I want to talk about some things that are on my heart, beautifully so. But before I start, just bring in some beautiful, nice ring of soft, calming, relaxing energy so that we can focus back into center beautifully. And I appreciate love you. So I love these glasses. I just wanted to put them on and feel like I'm channeling. So it reminds me to keep my energy grounded so that I'm channeling my energy in a harmonious way and I can get this message to flow through fluidly. I'm looking through a lens of love right now, literally. So it's reminding me to be loving. It's reminded me to be secure, a red lens right here, and everything is cool. So before I start, I actually want to just before I start and jump into these thoughts and get into this intensity, I just want to say I'm not leading this conversation with my own opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and let the spirit lead us, and my ancestors of many universal things, and let the divine let the divine supreme set the tone right here, and let's see how things connect. And before I discuss what I witnessed this sunrise. And so I definitely want to give thanks for those who are actually here to join me at this time and to join us at this time, because I'm not here alone. It's you. I have some of my spirit guides here, so I'm grateful for that coming through. Um, Yeah. Okay. So that's confirmation that a prayer needs to be said. Definitely. Give me a moment. I just wanted to inform somebody. I was supposed to inform somebody I'm going live. Let me tell them now. Okay. Gratitude for your patience. So, all right. Let me see. All right. Live. On live. Okay. So I feel the need because I know there's a lot of energy out here, and just to keep the energy in a aligned and comfortable space, I just feel like I need to say, just open up our hearts right now to the spirit and just receive this wisdom humbly. Let us be able to reflect honestly, courageously enough so that we're growing. May we spend less time proving more time than what we're serving. Let us be less competing. Let us be spend more time connecting. Let us be less judgmental and have more understanding before we're quick to jump to anything. May all the titles never become greater than our character, and may our knowledge never become greater than our humility. I say that because may we remember that every tradition is beautiful. We all have our own different lineages, okay? Because I mean, definitely what I saw online, the sunrise was not fine on my spirit. I'm not going to say it's not okay because everybody has their own experiences anyhow anyway. But I'm noticing something in the culture that's pretty disturbing, at least in the African American diaspora and bridging into the African diaspora when it comes to how we are utilizing the spirit. So before I get on that, and I'm not going to be criticizing, I'm not going to be debating, I'm just kind of questioning this and just kind of explaining why this is so disruptive and so disharmonious to our greatest benefit, because we're not acting at our highest, most greater, level of awareness and our greatest level of maturity when we're not in this when we're in the state of character of competing. Okay, so I'm just kind of concerned about how the spirit community, as I'm saying this calmly so I don't use a lot of energy, because I need to get this message out here very clearly. You know, as I say just in every video here recently, let us be the change that we want to see in the world, which means let us walk it, let us live what we're talking, what we're teaching others, you know what I'm saying? And not be our own greatest hypocrites, because a brother by the name of Owl Dele, I don't know him personally other than just being a Facebook friend, but he made a beautiful ebo, as we say in Yoruba, ebo, an offering to the community. So before I do that, I want to ask the oracle a question, because I want the oracle, I want the spirit to lead this. I don't want to lead with my own opinions. But you know, my intuition pretty much be on point. It's getting better as I'm listening to the signs even greater. I'm like, look, I don't need that big of a sign anymore to get the point. Look, let's all right, let me sip some tea here. mm. Ooh, I made this amazing tea. This beautiful peach tea. This is getting ready to go on the website. And I got this lovely cup from the Wisdom Institute in Detroit, Michigan. It says, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no as we're changing different patterns and things. So let me go ahead and open up this oracle and see how we're going to ask this divine question before I get ready to start. Boy, it's already 7 minutes and 35 seconds in. All right, let me pick up the pace here. I can get in, pick up the pace. And so I say this Metu Netta prayer to open up the oracle. Kerpu en Sia, Jed M, Jed Jetu, en Tekrak Atef, Mut Netter, Itayam Tehuti, Tua en Metu Netter Pa A, Ab Anitu, Ab Anitu. Ah, you know what? Something just got me distracted here. Hold on a moment. That's not something is missing. Did somebody lose something that they can't seem to find recently, or feel like they're, you know, missing something or someone? Because something here has been lost, that the spirit saying something has been lost, and it seems to be lost in, you know, the fear of what everybody else is thinking. If you have something that you're planning, go ahead and do it. Don't worry about what the others are giving their opinions on. Trust your own intuition, beloved. Okay. Oof. Because whatever you feel like is missing in your life is going to be complete and make things right. You know, sometimes our ego gets in the way. We follow other people's way instead of, you know, our own way. We get into our own way. So, excuse me, I have to reread this prayer, this oracle prayer, because I was missing a piece to it. Gratitude for your patience. So, this is to open up the oracle. Okay, some oracles require certain types of incantations, but I'm learning to have a greater ritual with my oracle before I even open them up. I do certain things. So, all right. As tehuti se ma akheru sar keftafi kerpu en aba a en aritz sot sebo heru pu in hetem tu kifta nu nepiture kerpu en sia jed jed tu en tek harak atef mut neter itayam tehuti tua en metu neter pa a I need to. I need to. This is the oracle of Tehuti that we're opening up to get this answer. So before I lead, I'm already 10 minutes in. God, look, let me get started here. So thank you for your patience. We want to ask the oracle. Let me get my notes here because I'm going to have to write down this answer. So, what wisdom do our ancestors want us to remember about service, humility, and walking within our destiny? Okay. What wisdom do our ancestors want us to remember about service, humility, and walking in our destiny? Are you okay? What, Kosi Wahala, what's the problem now? Oh, okay. You popped Sonic's head off? Well, we're gonna have to fix that later. Mommy's in the middle of a reading. You want to help her pick a card?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Sonic wants to pick a card.
Sonic wants to pick a card. All right. So we're gonna begin with this question because I think the ancestors, as we're going back into ancestral memory, which means that we're remembering, okay, some things that our ancestors did, those before us, that actually work well for us. And so, as we tap into some of those old ancestral memories to do these working in this present time, okay, we can learn some things from them about the service of humility. Okay, pick a card. Which one?
Let me see.
You picked only one. One. Which one? This one?
Yes, I picked this.
Oh, okay. You picked Tehuti. All right. You picked the oracle of the deck, the wise man. Okay. Also, oh, I know this oracle very well. The person of wisdom, the gatekeeper, the one who gets out the messages clear from the physical into the spiritual, or from the spiritual into the physical. A lot of us are getting to know thyself through our lineage to get into a better sense of health so that we can learn what it is, our power that we walk into, so that we can do that without any distractions nor excuses. Okay. I'll go further into that again. This is a 2.
Oh, that's
and 2 is about partnership. And the first partnership is with self.
Yes.
Yes, that's the physical self. Get to know yourself, what that's like here. And your spiritual self is what you know through your bloodline, your ancestry, your his story, your her story. Pick another card so I can go ahead and get into this message because I'm not trying to stay on here.
Pick a card.
Okay, that one?
I think.
All right, no more cards. We only picked 2 because we didn't get the other card not to. All right, so we got Sakar. Thank you so much. So thank you for the reading. Now we got to calm down so mommy can get the message out clearly, okay? Please go back and play quietly in your room. In your room. Yes, go to your room and play quietly so I can get this message out, please. Because we need some space to get this out here. Thank you. So we got the second card that our son pulled, which is Sakar. Sakar is all about seeking the wisdom that is already within us and going by our own intuition of how we're going to move and do things. It's also a 5. 5 is about changes. We're going through a lot of swift changes. We went through a lot of swift changes because a lot of us are changing the way that we're thinking, the way that we're leading ourselves, the way that our ancestors had led themselves, and what it is that they were trying or working towards doing objectively. What was their objective? A lot of them were doing a lot of spiritual work, those ancient ones who kept the spirit into community often. They minded their business well. Everyone was abundant. Everyone had a position, a role to offer. But what I'm seeing, unfortunately, here in these nowadays, hold on a second. Let me make sure what I'm seeing here nowadays is, a lot of ignorance, and I'm seeing it coming from a space that causes a lot of separation and doesn't allow people to be free in how they move accordingly if it's not hurting anybody. Okay, someone had made a beautiful, loving ebo where they offered in the Ifa culture of the Yoruba the lifestyle to get initiated for free. You don't have to pay the cost of your initiation, although you do still have to pay the cost of the abode that's within the initiation, whatever that price includes in the package, and you have to get your way there. Still, even still, you have to help when you get help to help yourself. It's not a whole ride, but I think it's a fair exchange. And then the first thing I see that sunrise, I thought was absolutely beautiful. But of course, like Tehuti comes out and says about what our ancestors are saying about humility, we're too much in our egos and in our heads. We stand on these titles and get on our soapboxes. We oh, it's Auntie. Go open the door for Mama. We got a visitor. We got a visitor. We stand too much on our soapboxes and our authority, and we think that, you know, whatever we says is going to lead everything, and we get into our own arrogancy. Hold on a second. We got a visitor. Hey, I'm doing a live reading. Oh, I love you. Come on, man. Give me a hug, lady. Oh, ooh, it's so good to see you. All right, Mama Peggy is here. You want to say hi? I'm on a live. I'm doing a collective reading talking about ego and spirituality and community. So
it's a lot to work with.
Oh man, especially in the ATR diaspora, the African traditional faith here and with the African American people. So I'm giving a clear reading from the message before I go in. Right. I'm trying not to be on here long. Thank you so much, peace, beloved. All right. Say bye, Auntie. See you later. Say thank you. Go lock the door for Mommy. Thank you all for your patience. It was so nice. I felt like Mrs. Rogers for a minute. Ain't that something? But what I was saying, we got the number 5. Changes are happening. A lot of us are changing our mentalities and getting into God-like divine reality. We're seeing things beyond the mundanity of a human concept, human definition. And so a lot of us are acting more godly. And when I say more godly, more divine, more mature and more free, because they're free, they allow others to be free. So getting to this thing that happened, brother posted this and people had a duality to it. Of course, people had to come against it. People had to repost what the brother done post, this Babalawo who's making this beautiful offering to the community so that those can have more accessibility. But while he also mentioned, which people didn't listen or care to read, I don't think, that he's following the custom of the tradition, not just to go out and allow anyone to come in and get a free initiation. He says clearly, with respect, he's going to have to divine on who gets this free initiation. And it's only going to a few people. But then there were so many people that had a lot to say in the Yoruba community. Talking their things on their titles, a lot of yayas and iyas and babalawos who I admire. And I'm like, well, I'm definitely not going to join your Elay. That's why I left the last one after 7 years, because of all that cockiness. And we're not getting the real work done out here to elevate our people and our consciousness, the spirit says. We're too busy in separation mode. What's mine, I, me. You know, I think this person shouldn't be doing this respectfully. And why offer it for free when a lot of us are? Why do you care so much? Why is it bothering you so much that someone, I've never heard that before. That's the first time. And you know what? When you have some kind of power and you know how to use it and not abuse it, you will get your blessings. Made that Babalawo, Awo Dele. You get your blessings now. You get all your E-Ray, you get all your Owo. You're going to get it. Your respect, your Iwa Pele is growing. May you be protected, okay? No weapon formed against you shall prosper. As she will protect you and your family. We need to learn to let people live and leave them alone. And, And in my own personal journey, I'll share, why it took me so long to find a lot of foundation when I needed to understand my own power. And when I wanted to join other groups, specifically in the ATR of the Yoruba, it wasn't kind and it wasn't really welcoming. A lot of people, because a lot of us have this diaspora um, complexity where we've been taken in our history. A lot of our power has been taken by people who have taken us from our homelands, our ancestral lands where we can work and live authentically and beautifully. And so having been stripped of that abundance, and now when we get some titles, some currency, some energy, or some cash dollars, money, we act like we don't know how to handle it. And we go through all these different swift changes of personalities where we don't know how to manage it or manage ourselves, and we start to lose our wealth and our health. We're not thinking straight. We're too busy worried about what somebody else thinks about us, and we're not doing what we want to do. Like someone said the other day, wow, thank you for the confirmation. I wanted to put that out there. Well, gratitude for listening to the spirit that comes to me and something resonating. So I pray that you go out and do yourself abundantly. Who cares what anybody else thinks or what they say? I know there's a whole lot of people who are talking about me and low key don't even support me unless I'm in some chaotic energy. But that's okay because I'm learning people's capacity in a greater way. But I'm getting really, getting back into my own journey. The capacity couldn't hold me in certain communities as an inquisitive person. They didn't have the patience. These people with these titles, these elders who call themselves Ianifas or Babalawos or high priestess or high priests or deacons or pastors or whatever they call themselves, they had this certain type of I'm trying to think of the word. It wasn't welcoming. Okay. And it causes more separation when I know certain things are not accessible to certain beings when they're not ready to receive certain things. You don't want to give certain information to a person who you know is not ready to do the application and actually use it. Okay. So, what the spirit has really showed me when I got in these different spiritual groups, one, to humble myself. And I don't know everything, as the ego tries to tell me and puts up walls. I can listen and receive and take out what doesn't resonate um respectfully, because pain travels. The ego, it travels to so many people, and that stuff spreads karmically, and it's going to come back, and it's in either in a wound travel form. It's going to come back in another wound of another person, of another situation, another lesson to be learned. So I think all of us still always have some growth to do. Um, I guess you can call it rejuvenation, since the word's so popular, healing to do. Okay, we all can learn something from someone and let people be. I mean, it's not malicious to let the brother just live and offer this to the community. I want a Babalawo or somebody, whoever's looking on here and listening, if you ever catch this part, whoever you are, I would love for you to come on here and answer this question. Why is it such a problem for someone to offer, or is it a problem that a spiritual elder in the culture from either diaspora, wherever they're from, if they're a Babalawo or Ianifa, and they decide to give a charitable offering to reduce the cost of some initiations and things? Is that anybody's concern? I would love to have that conversation openly and honestly, because what the spirits are saying is that when it comes to remembering about service and humility and walking in our destiny, when we're not walking in it maliciously, or we don't have the full picture of some things, let's not be so quick to separate and to disconnect from that thing, but try to find the whole parts to get to gather more understanding. Ashe, gratitude, Sakar, for that form of communication. Um, yeah, 3 is also about optimism. And it's a great time to think outside the fishbowl and be even more wise. Absolutely, it is. So, in this season of comedic energy, we're in this season called Set. Okay. I didn't get to that yet. And in this season, with the comedic deities, Set represents the ego, the human lower self of all things, envy, jealousy. A lot of people are hating on a lot of people doing what they do just by being them because they like to see the change that they can do in the world with what they have already. And too busy. I mean, you could be more optimistic if you mind your own business respectfully. I'm guilty of it. I'm talking about it because I've been guilty of it. And I'm nor am I innocent. Oh, excuse me. Ah, I hope someone got some relief from this because in some understanding to where they feel resonated to what has been said here in the spirit. And right now, in the season of Set, they say, Set is the lower self of all human beings. He's our impulses of impulsiveness, of recklessness, um, the urges that we tend to allow to overcrowd our minds, our body, and our senses, ruminating thoughts that are represented by the mind that lure our soul into various situations such as pain and pleasure on this physical world. And when we're doing things in that type of consciousness and we're not in a neutral, more mature, that's the best way I can put it, understanding of ourselves and other human beings, of course, we're going to have something to say about what they're doing and what they think. We're going to make some assumptions about some things. We don't know what someone has going on in the background and why, what their intentions are. And if we don't have the full circle of it, then let's try not to make a conclusion of it. Okay. So, in order to, ascend into a higher way of thinking and get out of the ego and have another death and be reborn, is to just open up your heart and just listen. Just listen. And you don't always have to be right nor wrong. And no, neither are anybody else right or wrong. It's everyone is allotted here on their own path to have their own understanding, their own journey, whether we like that or not. But we do have systems that are righteous. So I do want to pull out, because I'm going to get off of here in about 10 minutes, this oracle deck to see what type of what the planet is saying. Since we're so much into material things and being our lower self right now, let's see what the earth is saying. Let's see what Ira Benrin Aye, Sister Earth has for us today. What you got, girl? I love when the trees and the bees and the birds start to sing and talk. Let's see what we can walk. Okay, the pine tree. Oh, this mother tree, so fruitful and abundant and strong and smells divinely. Okay. And typically, what the pine means to me, because I'm very connected to the pine tree, it's actually one of my favorite mother trees that I love to give offerings to, because she's always offering something. And they're so big, wide, and huge. It just looks like they're just spreading out and waiting to give you a hug. And they're all soft and cuddly, but they're also prickly. So, although a lot of us are being hard. Some of us might need to be a little bit more soft. Take our guard down about what's going on, the spirit says the pine tree, and work in true integrity with yourself. Okay? So that you can preserve the self. You can stand strong and be vital. Stand strong, perseverance. And the healthier we are, the more focused and disciplined we can be to come to this mature understanding that, look, I'm getting sick and tired of these certain things, and the spirit is too. That's why a lot of things are happening on this planet, and it's being allotted to. I mean, we're going through a cleanse and a purge right now in this ongoing, upcoming age of Aquarius that is happening to bring us into a lot of knowledge. Because when we're in Aquarius, we're saying, I know. I have confidence in what it is that I'm saying and who I be and how I conduct things. And for me, that's righteous, no matter what anybody else says or does about me. Okay, so the spirit's coming through on that. Look, okay. And also Tehuti said, pay attention to the trees and don't be so mocking of nature and things. If you take something from nature, make sure you give back. Take some water and pour it to the trees. Get back to your libations. Hell, you pour Colt 45 and things that poison the earth. With okay, well, whatever. I don't know. I don't think the beer is really, I don't know, because it's barley and stuff in there and all that sugar. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But my point is, you'll dab some libations for the homies that are in jail or got shot and killed. So why not dab some libations from the ones that help you to breathe and heal? And that can kill you. Some people get struck by lightning. Because Shango comes and he wants to get your attention here and get to know these things so they don't have to be feared or even worried about. All right. So let's see what Iya Ara Benrin Big Sister got to say. Iya La Aye. Ara Benrin, what you got to say? Honey Bear. What is this? I can't really see with these glasses. It looks like an altar. Ha. Who is the altar? Somebody working on building their altar, getting closer to the ancestors. The ancestors are definitely here. Why does it feel like this card is like trying to push back? Like something's like pushing back on the card right here. Somebody needing to push back from something, like this feels heavy. What are you pushing back from? If you're pushing back and being resistant, be still and stop for a minute and ask what it is that I need to pay attention to. Why am I feeling this level of weakness? Are you sick? Do you need to create your home in a better way so that you can benefit? Does it need cleaning? Are you not taking care of yourself? Maybe be your own altar, adorn yourself. Yes. Releasing any burdens and giving gratitude. You can do this for your altar. The first altar here is this temple. Adorn yourself. Get nice and pretty and be yourself. And when you walk into someone else, remember that reflection of how you want to pamper and treat yourself and be seen just as you are without anybody saying anything about you or to you. Well, then you do the same for others as well too. I'm going to pull one more. So, and then I'm going to conclude with a little support. It is happy first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's happy first of the month. It's a new month. Get your cinnamon. I'm going to post a video later about blowing cinnamon into your house at the first of the month and how we do our ritual along with some other things that are a part of our family lineage. Okay, let's see. What y'all feeling? What y'all feeling? What card? I'm not even going to turn it. Nope. I'm just going to... what is it? Woo! It's my honey boo boo bear, B. It's Blue Eyes. Hey, my doll. All right. Well, someone's got a powerful connection to the old wise ancient ones. It's also a trunk. Somebody is working on a level of stability and trying to figure out some things and figure out who's loyal within their group and their families, or if they can even be loyal to their own commitments. To rely on yourself, be your own trunk in your tree, be your own wise man, trust your energy, your intuition. This wise being the wise, I like to call her, a very close ancestor of ours. This She represents so much wisdom, so many divine skills and gifts. If you have these divine skills and gifts, start working them. And don't be worried about what anybody else is doing on Facebook. If they're doing something similar to you or not, and you feel like you can't get your niche, just get out there and do it and find it. You'll find it once you start doing it. Okay? And that'll tear down the ego and give a death to it anyway, so that you're not putting your own blockages in your way. You could be reliable to yourself. And to those divine masculine, I feel like there's a lot of masculine but feminine energy here. It's both the masculine and feminine that are saying, you know, tap into your spirit, your lineage, and start seeing where these old patterns, these old ways of thinking are coming from, and be your own form of thinking. Think for yourself. Okay? Be black as hell. If you want to be black as hell and give them hell, well, give them hell how you want. I mean, you the one who's going to have to face the consequences of somebody wanting to be or be around you. There's positive consequences. Someone being around you, what, maybe a little too much? Got to set up some healthy grounding and stability here. Be strong, okay? There's like 4 trees here. There's more. There's a lot of herbs. I'm saying go to the trees. Maybe somebody might see a group of trees, about 4 of them. If you do, give them an abundance of offerings. Give them popcorn, a little liquor. Oh, God, I just reminded me I got to go do my offering. Because my EI in spirit says, yeah, okay, I got to do my own stuff. That's what I'm going to do as soon as I get off of here. So the message is, we asked the question. What was the question again? Where's my notebook? I got stuff all over the place. The question is, oh, I didn't even interpret it from the book. I feel like I don't even need to, but just to respect the oracle as I'm still growing with it. One moment. Let's see. Hold on a moment. Give me a moment. Appreciate, love you. All right. So that is. And all right, we got Sekar. So I really have something really special that I'm planning coming up, and I can't wait till I curate it because it's gonna be so fruit and awesome. So many great things happening. So I want to go ahead and interpret this message here real quick, respectfully. So I'm not on here more than 45 minutes. So always the spirit comes with both things to make a whole, both positive and negative energy, so that we can gather the holistic understanding. Because even though we feel there's a lot of positivity in their lives, there's still something that can come and shake us and disrupt it anyways. That's out of our control. Definitely. Let me see. So, yeah, so to get in touch with yourself a little bit better, to be better in community, is to have better judgments and a better sense of knowing, a sense of faith in community, that despite what others do, you stick to your own guidelines and meditate in what you know to do. Look, if someone comes after you with that negative stuff about what they think you should and shouldn't be doing, again, take what resonates and leave the rest, because they could be misleading you. Or you can mislead yourself because you're listening to someone else instead of the first inner person that's you in here. So you can have your own grounding and stability, okay? Be loyal to self first, because your Ori, your spiritual consciousness, your true self is never going to mislead you, but keep that gut clean and clear, okay? Which means eat well. If you know you need a detox and fast, then do so. Um, and be careful when you're out there seeking spiritual counsel, because people will be misleading. There are people out there who are taking advantage of those and who are seeking tribe community in these spiritual communities, and misleading them and taking advantage of their ignorance by not adhering to their own divine laws in which they stepped into initiation to. Be careful. There's a lot of tricksters out here. So I'm gonna hurry. Yep, we got 4 minutes. So let me go into the factors of what can we expect to be quite successful here. So we can expect to get a lot of enlightenment here when we really follow our own intuition. Okay, follow your own intuition. Like I said, be your own inner guide, your own reliability first and foremost, and know how to use others, and be who you know that may be reliable or who aren't. But eventually those who aren't doing right and doing well, it's going to come out. They can't hide much longer. I mean, eventually the veil is going to come down. You can only be fake for so long unless you're hanging out with people long enough and they start to find you out and see you for who you really are. So a lot of people out here faking it. They want other people, I guess they call them destiny swappers. People out here copycat, and they don't know how to be original, nor to give credit to the original artist who created the things. Hold on a second. Someone just saw my phone flash. Oh, God, Lee, what am I supposed to do? Okay, let me write down what I'm supposed to do before I get out of here. I'm supposed to, okay. And I got to do my own offering log and a bowl for issue rum. And okay. Yeah. If you know, as a spiritually active person or a person who has a certain kind of routine, what you know you're supposed to need to do and prioritize, make sure you do that. Okay. So that you don't get distracted by what everybody else is doing, so that you can stick to your own business and do your own rituals. Okay. Alrighty. So then we got, yeah, because everything that we do to keep ourselves spirit sane, Tehuti is saying, every action we take, every step you take, every move you make, every single space, every some, I'll be watching you sting. Dun 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 dun. Oh, can't you see? You belong to me. Look, people be trying to control somebody out here in a relationship. Oh, the full heartache. Oop, you're going to get your heart broken. With every step you take, stop trying to control what someone is doing, because you're going to cause a conflict and a fight that way. So ultimately, let us learn to mind our business. And I hope somebody's going to have another ego death tonight after listening to this wonderful, powerful, insightful reading, and take this guided wisdom seriously. Because those who are working to really do their rituals daily, whatever that is, Do your own personal readings, do your own prayers, do you go for walks early, have your tea, do your work and your priorities. If you get that and you stay knowing that these are going to put you in the direction that you want to go into, as long as you stay disciplined on what your objective is, then the spirit will see that you're learning to humble yourself respectfully. It's not anything personal from anybody or anything. You want to be with your friends and family, but there's other things that need to be done so that you don't get drained and overwhelmed, okay? Let's talk about the warnings that could possibly happen here. Then I'm outie. Okay. Alrighty. Mm. Listen to your gut. Trust your intuition. Literally, be mindful what you eat, because it's going to affect our whole auric being, how we sleep, how we're communicating, how we speak. The body gives a lot of information. If we scan it and we can be still for a moment, or we're paying attention to those slight aches and pains, those jerks and things, being hypersensitive but balanced to your own way of being. But we're not trying to be so hypersensitive to feel everything all at once and try to do and be everywhere and be everybody's teacher and everybody's leader all at once. You'll have a spiritual psychosis. Okay, so be mindful of these changes, because a lot of us are ascending and digging down a lot of deep rabbit holes about who we are that are very triggering, that can put somebody into a mental health crisis that they may come out of or they may not. So, yeah, so ignorance of these facts can cause delays and obstructions, the spirit says. And don't run from it. That's where I got that pushback. The spirit says, somebody's running from these things. They're running from what they know they should be doing and prioritizing. So there's obstacles in their way. You're causing your own obstacles and delays. You're getting in your own way. So now it's time to really focus on them rituals, the medications or whatever you have to take. Those are rituals, and set up a time and place and try to do them as regularly as possible. I know we're in a world where we can move more freely, while we make time for the things that we want to do truly. So thank you all for listening. I am glad you got to get these love. Okay, Dupois stare. I'm gonna start wearing these. This is gonna be my Dupois Care Bear stare glasses, because I'm black as hell and I'm trying to get your attention and knock on you a little bit and knock on your noggin. Maybe I might hit you upside the head with something. Something might resonate, and get you really thinking. So thank you so much for listening. I love you all. Moni Ferry, Odabo. See you later. Odaro. Good night. Peace and hair and love and all that grease. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.